You've probably been told your whole life that spinach is the ultimate superfood, right? Yeah, me too. We've all heard about its vitamins and minerals, but why isn't anyone mentioning the risks that come with those leafy greens? Emerging research has revealed some downsides to spinach that people rarely talk about. If you've been adding it to every meal, you might want to pay attention because we're about to reveal 5 shocking side effects. It's puzzling, I know, but keep watching till the end to see how something so healthy could have a downside. 1. Vitamin K toxicity. If you've heard of vitamin K before, it's probably been in the context of how good it is for you, especially when it comes to blood clotting and bone health. Spinach is packed with it. In fact, just 1 cup of raw spinach gives you over 100% of your daily vitamin K needs. That sounds great, right? Well, not always. Here's the twist. Too much vitamin K can actually cause serious problems. You see, vitamin K plays a major role in regulating your blood's ability to clot. If you consume spinach in excess, you could end up with vitamin K toxicity. This can be particularly dangerous if you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin. So, basically, spinach might work against your medication, increasing your risk of blood clots. Now, imagine this. You're trying to eat healthy, maybe even doing everything right, but suddenly, you find yourself facing a heightened risk of strokes or heart attacks just because of your spinach consumption. Sounds like a nightmare, right? And the thing is, this isn't something you'd even notice happening until it's too late. If you're on medication, this is a side effect you can't afford to ignore. A simple plate of spinach might be silently undermining your health goals. If you're on blood thinners, it's essential to consult with your doctor before increasing your spinach intake. They may recommend monitoring or limiting your vitamin K consumption to prevent any adverse effects. 2. Heavy metal toxicity. Okay, let's get into something that's going to make you think twice about where your spinach comes from. Heavy metals. Yes, spinach can absorb heavy metals from the soil it's grown in. These metals include cadmium, lead, and mercury. Over time, consuming spinach that's been exposed to contaminated soil could lead to heavy metal toxicity in your body. Shocking, isn't it? We often trust our veggies to be clean and wholesome, but the reality is that the environment plays a huge role in what's in your food. If spinach is grown in polluted soil, it can end up carrying traces of these metals, which then make their way into your body. Now, what does heavy metal toxicity look like? Let me paint you a picture. Chronic headaches, unexplained fatigue, mood disorders, and even more severe symptoms like organ damage over time. All of this can stem from your innocent spinach salad. And worse, these metals can accumulate in your system, leading to long-term health consequences you might not even link back to your leafy green obsession. The next time you're at the grocery store, you might find yourself hesitating in the produce section, thinking about where your spinach was grown and whether it's truly as clean as it looks. So, to reduce the risk of heavy metal exposure, try to choose organic spinach or buy from reputable sources that focus on sustainable and clean farming practices. It might seem like a small change, but it can have a big impact on what ends up in your body. 3. Interference with medications. We've already touched on how spinach can clash with blood thinners, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Spinach contains high levels of oxalates, which can interfere with the absorption of certain medications and even nutrients in your body. Think about it. You're taking your meds to manage a health condition, and then you eat a spinach-heavy meal. What you might not realize is that the oxalates in spinach can latch onto medications, reducing their effectiveness. This can be a major problem if you're on any medication for chronic conditions, like thyroid issues, diabetes, or hypertension. You could be taking your pills regularly, thinking you're managing your health, only to discover that your medication isn't doing its job because spinach is getting in the way. It's like you're unintentionally sabotaging yourself, all because of a few handfuls of spinach. The other major thing to consider is calcium. Oxalates bind with calcium in your gut, preventing it from being absorbed properly. So, if you're trying to boost your calcium intake for stronger bones, spinach could actually be stopping you from achieving that goal. It's crazy to think that a leafy green can undermine your health plan, but it's a reality you need to be aware of. Spinach might look harmless on your plate, but it's working behind the scenes in ways you never expected. So, if you're dealing with a chronic condition or taking medication regularly, consider lightly cooking your spinach. Cooking reduces oxalate levels, making it less likely to interfere with nutrient absorption or your meds. Looking to stay active and energized? Hit subscribe and discover simple steps to better health. 4. Renal failure. Here's where things get really serious. If you're prone to kidney issues, this side effect is something you absolutely need to know about. Spinach is high in oxalates, which we mentioned earlier. While oxalates can interfere with medications, they're also notorious for contributing to the formation of kidney stones. How? Well, oxalates bind with calcium in your body, and when there's too much of it, this combination can form hard crystals, called kidney stones. Now, if you've never experienced a kidney stone, consider yourself lucky. People describe the pain as unbearable. Some even say it's worse than childbirth. If you're someone who's already prone to kidney stones or has a family history of them, eating large amounts of spinach can worsen the problem. And if left unchecked, these kidney stones can lead to even bigger issues, like renal failure. Yes, you heard that right. Something as simple as eating spinach can potentially lead to kidney damage. It's ironic, isn't it? Spinach is supposed to be a healthy food, but for some people, it's practically a ticket to a hospital visit. So, if you've had kidney stones or are at risk for them, keep your spinach consumption moderate. And be sure to drink plenty of water to help flush oxalates out of your system and prevent stones from forming. 5. Hypertension. You've probably heard that spinach is great for your heart, right? After all, it's rich in potassium and other nutrients that are generally good for maintaining healthy blood pressure. But once again, things aren't as simple as they seem. For people with certain conditions, eating spinach can actually contribute to hypertension. Let's break it down. Spinach is rich in nitrates, which are generally good because they can improve blood flow. However, if you have certain sensitivities or conditions, these nitrates might react with your body differently, leading to elevated blood pressure levels instead of lowering them. You might be scratching your head, thinking, isn't spinach supposed to be good for my heart? Yes, but it's important to understand that everybody is different. What works wonders for one person could cause issues for another. For instance, if you're someone who already has issues with your blood pressure or your kidneys, your body might not process these nitrates as efficiently, leading to a spike in your blood pressure. So, if you're already dealing with hypertension or heart issues, it's a good idea to monitor your blood pressure when consuming spinach or other nitrate-rich foods. And as always, consult with your doctor to make sure it's safe for your specific situation. And there you have it. Spinach might be your best friend on some days, but it can definitely turn into an unexpected enemy if you're not careful. As healthy as it looks, this leafy green has some hidden side effects, and it's worth being aware of them before you start adding spinach to everything you eat. Thank you for watching. If you're craving more wellness wisdom, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for weekly uploads.